Welcome back to Whole Remnant. I'm Rebecca. Today we will continue our series of connecting yoga poses with scripture. Today we're going to be taking a look at Wild Thing. So Wild Thing can come after certain poses, maybe like a downward facing dog, or as you're transitioning from a set of poses into a flow, or wherever fits into the sequence. So an easy way to get into Wild Thing is from downward dog, and some people call it flipping their dog. So you're basically going to come around, lift one leg up, and then kind of float it around, and you're pushing up through your hips, and you can stretch this arm out and push through your feet, and then come back around, and then you can take it to the other side. Same thing, lift your leg around, and here we are. So Wild Thing is a lot of fun, and it reminds me a lot of the scripture that says, "Zeal for your house will consume me." And I think about, being on fire for God. That was a huge thing when I was younger. Be on fire for God and, set the world on fire too. But I also think about the people in the Bible who were considered wild or outcasts, such as John the Baptist. John the Baptist lived in the wilderness. He subsisted on locusts and wild honey. He wore camel's hair for his clothing. He was not really your traditional guy, especially, someone you would think of as a prophet for God at that time. He did not conform to the societal norms, so he probably was considered wild for his time, yet he was the forerunner of Christ. He was the one who foretold and foretold the people that here is the Christ. And he baptized Jesus. They saw the Spirit of God come down upon him in the form of a dove, and then God said, "This is my Son, whom I love. With him I am well pleased." Some versions say, "Listen to him." All in all, though, John was wild, and there are several folks in the Bible who were considered wild for their time. But I think about how God can use any of us, even if we are considered wild. That song, Wild Thing, also runs through my head. God takes all of us and uses us for his purposes in the world. So as you think about being wild for God, really think about how he has called you. It might look wild to do what he has called you to do, but continue to trust in his purposes and his plans. Namaste.